What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you guys can hear the sound of my voice, go ahead, put your city in the chat so that I can give you a shout out. Come on in. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming over. Hey, what's up to all of my mods? Welcome. Let's see. I see Orange, New Jersey in the house. If you guys can hear me, go ahead and put your city in the chat so I can give you a shout out. What's up, Indiana? How are you? Welcome. What's up, Houston and Fayetteville? Hey guys. St. Louis is in the house. Welcome. Boston. What's up, Boston? What's up, Delaware? Okay, y'all. We are here. Shreveport, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, what's up? Arkansas, what's up? Welcome, Atlanta, Georgia, what's up? Thank y'all for coming over. We are here to talk about just a little gossip as usual, okay? Los Angeles is in the house. What's up, Los Angeles? We are here to talk about a little gossip, and we're also going to talk about Married to Medicine, you guys, because that aired on Sunday, and I loved it. I thought it was interesting. Y'all know that Heavenly and Sweet Tea have been at it, and Sweet Tea has been calling Heavenly Dentist the Menace. It is hilarious, y'all. So, yeah, there was a little bit of a truce, so to speak, with Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea. I guess they were, gonna leave all that bad blood behind them. Dr. Heavenly said she didn't want to talk about her anymore, but I guess all gloves are off. She ended up saying what she had to say about the girl. So we are going to talk about it over here. We're also going to talk about the finale episode, which I thought was a great episode. So I hope you all had an opportunity to watch. Look, Menace is in the house. Hey, Menace. Come on in. We got Louisiana, my favorite accent. I love all accents, but Louisiana is my favorite. Then I think Baltimore is next. So come on in. All right, y'all. So we're going to talk about, I'm trying to get y'all to 100. Make sure you hit the like on your way in, okay? I was just talking about it too. Look, DMV is in the house. What's up, DMV? New Jersey is in the house. What's up? So hit the like button on your way in, please, and thank you. Trying to lighten the mood a little bit. Y'all know yesterday was heavy, right? Today was also just a little heavy this morning. I was trying to debate whether or not I was going to, have the Facebook group chit-chat it out, but I had woke up like early in the morning, like 5:30 a.m. I started going through, the posts because I have to approve the posts before they go out. I started checking through the posts and I was like, okay, this one can go, this one can go, this one can go. And then all of a sudden, I had read one post that was talking about unaliving somebody. And I was like, oh no, I don't want this to trigger a whole new thing. It's really hard to, you can't control people's emotions. They feel the way they feel. So it gets really hard to try to go in and take all the comments that might not be compliant out. And then I realized everybody's talking about it. They can talk about it anywhere. I know I'm not the only page you guys are assigned to. Also, people are talking about it last night. So last night on my page, and they'll continue to talk about it most likely all week. Okay. Good evening, Danny. How are you? Make sure you all hit that like and subscribe on your way in. Okay. And then we can get into it. So we are at 110. So let's get started at 110, okay? Let's get started at 110. I'll take this little thumbnail down. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are. So we are going to talk about some things. The other day, I had come to you guys and told you, number one, just yesterday, actually. Yesterday, I came to you twice, and I told you guys that I thought Kevin Hunter Jr. was gearing up for a lawsuit after what came out about his mother in the documentary. A lot of what happened in the documentary is what I actually was reading throughout the course, like from 2021 all the way until now. So I had been reading this case and thinking, what is going on? This makes no sense to me. Why would they, put a conservatorship or, put that case on her, a guardianship, and then put someone in place for her money, all this other stuff. It was really weird. And it happened so quickly. We didn't know the powers that be that were behind it, but it sounds like, according to our son, that it was the TV show. So NBC, who is currently in a lawsuit right now, NBC, Bravo, and I think there's another parent company, I think Peacock. Anyway, they're already in a lawsuit regarding how they treat their talent. There's a lot of people who said, listen, we have been force-fed alcohol, drugs. They said all kinds of things about sex parties and the whole nine. And they just always felt like they were slaves to the job. Well, I already told y'all that Kevin Hunter came out and said, basically, it was always work over the job. We had her nephew, Travis, in the documentary say she would come home from work, grab a bottle, go to her room. We did not see her the next day unless we were watching her from TV. Like, everything was about the job. And then the job agreed to let Wendy, agreed to let Wendy go and visit her family. Her son said when she was here, she was doing better. Everything was great. And when we said we would like to keep her a little while longer because she is doing so well, she's, not drinking, she's eating healthy. They had a diagnosis for her, alcohol induced dementia that affects the frontal lobe. He said all of those things seem to be improving because if you stop drinking, that can improve for some people. And he said it was. We saw her on the beach enjoying herself, getting her life. And then they said, we want her back here. If you're telling me that she's doing well, we want her back in New York right now. And when they did not send her back, when the show asked, that's when the show put the conservatorship, I think it's called, on her. So they filed with the court saying that we want her back here and that the family wasn't doing right by her. The family was stealing money and that the family couldn't be trusted. In the meanwhile, Kevin Hunter Sr. dropped news yesterday saying the reason why they wanted her back is because they had already filed an insurance claim against her and they were trying to recoup their losses. So that was the only reason, bringing her back, putting her on TV, knowing that she couldn't do what she needed to do, right? That her brain wasn't working well. The insurance company would pay up and that would be the end of it. Well, child, someone knew the judge that made the decision for Wendy Williams' case. And this came out today. The judge's name is Lisa Sokoloff, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Either way, someone had made the comment that the judge who ruled in Wendy Williams' guardianship case was previously investigated for granting a guardianship appointment to people who donated money to her Supreme Court election campaign. And they said altogether she received a total of $5,720 in campaign donations from 20 people involved. So that's a lot. And it can also definitely flag what's going on with Wendy Williams. Sometimes all you have to do is talk. Sometimes all you have to do is talk and you never know who knows who, right? So let's see what you guys have to say about that. You are still coming in. What's up, Birmingham, Alabama? Hey, Angela, I appreciate you. Come on in. What do y'all think about this Kevin Hunter story, or Kevin Hunter Jr., and the possibility that I already said that he's gearing up. I could tell by the way he was talking, them accusing him of stealing his mother's money and him just point blank saying, my mother was always very generous with me. I am her only son. Wendy literally crying every time she spoke his name or someone else said something about him. Y'all see how quick Wendy was to say, don't speak about my son like that, with everything that she had going on and not always being able to connect. When someone spoke about Kevin Jr., she either stopped talking altogether or she would kick people out the room. Don't you ever say that about my son. She went immediately into mama bear mode every single time, every single time, every single time. So, but Kevin said, listen, I am a rich kid. My mama wanted me to have the finest of things. Okay. I didn't do anything. She always told me that I could have whatever I wanted. And that was just our relationship. And someone used me and my mother's relationship and how she took care of me against me. That was pretty. Yeah. You see that, Denise? I watched that. I was like, the only time she would like pop right into action is when someone said something about Kevin Jr. If you fix your mouth to say anything other than he is the best child in the world, she chopped your ass down. She kicked the I think it's someone in the production crew. She kicked them out the room that one time. Will, her manager, quote unquote, the jewelry guy, he was trying to make some sort of snide comment. Well, it's been 40 minutes and they're not here. And she just stopped and stared at him. She was giving him a death stare. He went, okay, I'll stop. And he went, you think she's going to come? You think they're coming? She went, I do. Like, don't say anything else. Don't say anything else. Right? Wendy loves her son and she would do anything for him, period. Yep. If you did not see that, go back and watch it. The only time she perked up is for her son. And then she would get pretty brokenhearted because she didn't feel like she was being there for him. You could tell. So anywho, that's one of the stories I wanted to share with y'all. Let's get into this next one. Let's talk about Porsha Williams. You guys, Porsha made sure she has spoken to the courts. She asked the judge to enforce the prenup between her and Simon. I told y'all yesterday that Porsha had a prenup. A lot of people have been spreading this conversation across social media that Porsha is a gold digger. And I kept saying, well, hell, what money did she get? I'd like to know. She is definitely pedaling or swimming backwards. Okay. She hustling backwards if she is not getting this money, right? She was with Cordell. She walked away with nothing. It was actually Dennis McKinley, her baby father, who told us, listen, she said, you don't pay child support. He went, you don't need it. You ain't a broke bitch. That was his comment to her. And then he went from saying that to, if she needed anything, you can call me, but you got it, which was a weird thing to say. But he said, I don't pay you child support. And Porsha's never taken him down to the courthouse and filed anything. So she doesn't get money from him. And he is the hot dog king. He's the hot dog king. His mama sat at a table with her, with Porsha, and said, what is your intentions? What do you want from him? Because you're not getting anything. You're definitely going to have to sign a prenup. He cheated. She stepped, right? Come on in, everybody. I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming in. Look, Sharice is still talking about Wendy Williams. She said, I totally agree. She loves her only child. Absolutely. She loves her baby. Loves her baby. Poor Wendy. Her husband messed her over. Her job messed her over. And now she is trying to figure out how to be okay. For sure. For sure. But today, it came out that Miss Porsha Williams walked herself on down to the courthouse and said, listen, I need y'all to enforce this prenup. We've only been married for 15 months. Enforce the prenup between her and Simon, and that each party gets to keep the assets that they walked in with. She's not giving anything extra. She doesn't want any of his loans or his debtors to come after her, right? If he leaves the United States, she doesn't want to be left with anything. I need this divorce to go through lickety split. I don't want him contesting anything, and I don't want him asking me for anything, period. What do y'all think he would ask her for? Maybe some of the wedding fees? Maybe some of the wedding fees? Who knows? I thought that was interesting. But Porsha said, you get none of my money, sir. Not a damn dollar, okay? That was crazy. Let's see. You guys are still talking about Wendy. Let me get some of your posts up about Wendy Williams, and then I'm sure some posts will come up about Kevin Jr. Um, let's see. It's likely the amounts they were posting are fake. The amounts for what? Tell me. For some reason, I'm not connecting to what you're asking or what you're saying. What's up, Orlando? That manager was rude and aggressive toward Wendy. Okay. You're talking about Will. Will was not, a lot of people didn't like Will. Will definitely was trying to act like he was a guy who could get Wendy together. You could tell that her brother was doing some of the same stuff. Like, I have to, do tough love with Wendy because she's a tough girl, and this is how she hears information. You know what I'm saying? Um, Danny said she wants a clean break. I'm assuming you are talking about Porsha. Lady D said, I know that's right. So did Miss Ann. I know that's right for sure. Listen, more information is coming out. I do believe that Simon's going to be the one to tell everything, but because Portia's keeping it quiet, she's going to save it for the show. But I think that Simon's going to try to say some things probably. Essie said that I don't believe he stole his mama's money, but why is it that the black boy can't be spoiled like the rich Kardashians? Well, I said that yesterday. I said, what's the difference between him and Rob Kardashian, right? Now I have to admit, I had made some comments on my Facebook post or my Facebook page before I had a chance to watch the second part. But when I watched the second part, the way it played out for me, I totally understood what was happening. The Hiltons, everybody else, you make a point. And now that we know that this judge was accused of kickbacks, right, for her campaign to go to the Supreme Court, we'll have to see. A lot of people were saying that that was the case in the first place, right? 190 of you are in the chat, only 120 likes. Make sure you guys hit that like button, okay? And also become a subscriber if you have not already. And hit your notification bell, okay, if you haven't already. A lot of people said that they do not blame Porsha. All right, listen, there were some people who came into the chat from last night. Ooh, they had some feelings. I told you guys before I even started the story that there's people who believe that you are not divorced until the ink is dry. And there's some people who say, listen, once I'm done, once I've made that conversation that I'm done and I'm out doing my own thing, I'm dating, I've moved on. I'm no longer connected to you. And there were people in the chat clearly from both camps. There were some people who said, I agree with Porsha, they weren't together. Fallon was clearly doing her own thing. Simon was doing his own thing. And then there were some people who was like, I don't give a damn what you say. And they pretty much said it just like that. They have very, what's the word? Passionate emotions and feelings about Porsha dating Simon while he was still married. They feel like she moved in on Fallon's territory. But we will see. 232 of you are in the chat right now and watching. So go on ahead and hit the like button, please, and thank you. Okay, who else is in the news? I did see something about Stevie J. I didn't get a picture, but I did hear something about Stevie J getting tagged on to P. Diddy's mess. Y'all know that Stevie J used to work for P. Diddy at Bad Boy Records, right? He was a producer there. He has a lot of records that everybody knows, and he has a signature sound. Stevie J does. Really kind of brilliant, to be honest. There isn't a Stevie J production that came out of Bad Boy that I didn't like. I always loved his music. But there's a guy who, and I again told you guys this story last night. There is a guy who filed a suit for $30 million against P. Diddy, saying that he was harassed, SA'd by P. Diddy, touched where he did not want to be touched, shown video. And he said it was video of Stevie J and another person, basically implying that Stevie J was gay. Just so happens that the video he actually saw that he submitted as evidence to the court was not Stevie J at all. So Stevie J's name was being dragged through the mud on social media for quite a minute, okay, maybe an hour or two or more, before the actual person stepped in and said, that is not Stevie J, that's me, and that's a professional. video, okay? A professional sex video. And he said, listen, I don't know what's going on here. So it cleared Stevie J's name, but it didn't do anything for this guy's case. Let's see. That was something, but he claimed it wasn't him. So he said it wasn't him. And then, like I said, the actual person that's in the video said, that's not him, that's me. So he, it doesn't make it right, though. The information's already out there. Oh, yeah, it's bad for Stevie, allegedly. So again, the guy came out and said it, the actual porn star came out and said, it's me. I'm with this person. It's not Stevie J. These two men don't look alike at all. I don't know how this guy thought so. But he came out and said that mess, which isn't good for his case if he's already putting in evidence. He's putting things into evidence that isn't factual. And I'm not a fan of P. Diddy. It was a different Stevie J. Oh, okay. A different Stevie J, not the musician Stevie J that worked for Bad Boy. The one that they're referring to is Peace. Okay, so that Stevie J, who is the P star, his name was called Stevie J. I did not know that. I thought he was called Ronnie. So he called himself Stevie J. Got it. Well, this story is mixed up all the way around, and I'm helping stir the pot. Miss Tina said, I think he was cleared. He definitely was. He definitely was. I did not realize that. I didn't realize that the P star called himself Stevie J. Yikes. I agree with Porsha, and she was not a friend of Fallon. Right. I think it's just, there's a hard split. Some people agree with Porsha, some people do not. But the Porsha haters, man, I just want y'all to get the story straight. She's not a gold digger until she can get some actual gold, y'all. She ain't getting any gold from her digging. Well, let's see what else y'all got. I can't believe Sean Combs is so involved with so many people and making them do things they don't want to do. It's pretty sad. And y'all know that kind of, some of us grew up with that music. So now you hear the song and don't even feel the same anymore. What's up, Miss Courtney? Okay, what else y'all got going on down here? The guy's name was Knockout. Thank you, girl. I knew it was a different name. So his P name is Knockout, and they were saying it was Stevie J. So I wasn't wrong. Okay, thank you. Stevie J can sue and get some money from Sean Combs. If that person who said it told him it was Stevie J. So that's interesting. I wonder how this is going to play out. That's crazy. I once dated a guy in the military, and he and his wife were not together. We broke up, but I had experience where God spoke to me, apologized to the man's wife some years later. Really? I've never had that experience with anyone married. I've never dated anyone married. Let's start there. It's not an experience. I've never dated anybody that was married ever. It doesn't make me like a goody two shoes or anything. I actually think that when people leave their relationships, that they feel they're done with them. That's what I think. So I'm on the other side. I feel like when people say that they're done, and sometimes courts can take years to finalize divorces, and that can be unfortunate for both parties. So that's my feeling. And again, I know it's, people have their own personal reasons for believing what they believe. She was thirsty. I'm assuming you're talking about Porsha was thirsty. I think Porsha was heartbroken, and she needed to get over Dennis as quickly as possible, because I think she just didn't trust Dennis. Anywho, you can wear a hat. Sure wish I could, as I love them. Oh, okay, Stacy, listen, I haven't forgotten about y'all on these hats, though. Now let's get into Married to Medicine, y'all. We've been on for about a half an hour, so let's talk about it. How many people watch Married to Medicine? In the chat, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you watch Married to Medicine. Put a 3 in the chat if you did not. That's how I like to get things started. This was a season finale, 10 years of Married to Medicine. These professional doctors, they all have practices, all have worked, high profile careers, and did it all while being on this show. All while being on this show. Got other businesses and all kinds of stuff. So 111, 3. So it looks like more ones than threes. Got it. So a lot of people watched it. It was a great finale. I really liked it. I really liked it. They were basically celebrating 10 years of friendship, which was really nice. They didn't go anywhere spectacular. And I know that they talked about that a little bit on Heavenly's page. I do go listen to Heavenly's behind the scenes tea. But she said we didn't go anywhere spectacular. They had sent him out to Hilton Head or something like that, which is where Curtis was taking his girlfriend while he was still married. Anyway, it was a hard scene for Jackie. That's what she said. This was hard for me and Curtis to come here and do this. Curtis is in the DR. They claim he's building houses and making money there. I didn't know that Curtis was into construction or building or any of those things. It's still not making a whole lot of sense to me, but this is the story that they have brought to television for season 10. Curtis is in the DR overseeing a project where they're building houses. I didn't know Curtis did that. I thought that he was an ex-basketball player who did some like coaching, like little league coaching or something like that. If you guys have heard them talk about Curtis being in real estate on the show, if y'all heard that before, let me know in the chat because I didn't know. But this is a story that Jackie is telling. Whew. And there's other people, Heavenly in particular, who has kept this story going. She said that she doesn't believe that Dennis. She doesn't believe that Curtis is doing anything strange out there. Okay. So some people are saying that they didn't hear that either. So this is the first time we're hearing about it. I asked the question when the season first opened, what the hell is Curtis doing in the Dominican Republic by himself? But it's all new. Okay, it's all new. That's all I was asking. Is it new? But during this dinner where they're sitting and talking about their friendship, I believe Simone asked the question. That's what I thought too, Denise. I thought he was a coach. I thought he was a coach. But I mean, people change careers, so it could be the case. Anyway, at the table, this friendship table, they asked the question, Simone asked the question, who here has filed for divorce or asked for divorce, not filed? Who here has asked for divorce? And pretty much everybody's hand raises, except for Heavenly and Dr. Damon. I don't think they raised their hand, but but Eugene did, and that was a surprise to a lot of people because everybody keeps saying Eugene is so in love with Toya. He would never leave Toya's side, all of those things. And he put that hand high in the air and said, I did. There was a time where things were really, really bad. And Toya ends up saying in her confessional, she didn't think they were going to make it last year. I guess they discussed divorce. She said, I didn't think we were going to make it. And we did, a couple of changes and this is where we are. And I wonder if one of those changes was Eugene leaving the hospital because he was there so much. He left the hospital and he ends up opening his own practice, right? To give him a little more free time. And that's where they are right now. So some of the things that have been said about Toya and Eugene may not have been lies. Maybe she was, a little verbally abusive or saying things because she was on her way out the door. Curtis looks like his joints and knees hurt, and now he's building houses. Something seems fishy. Listen, I agree. Something seems just a little bit fishy. What's up, everybody? Keep coming in, keep coming in. But that was, I guess, the surprising part. Everybody else was just like, it happens. We know that, being married is work. And they're willing to stick it out. Of course, we got a chance to see Simone and her husband go through it a little bit. Y'all know that they were almost divorced. Simone had announced it on the reunion stage that we aren't going to make it. We're done. I've already filed. And she had everybody on that stage come into a prayer circle and say, absolutely not. We need you two to get back together. We won't let this happen to y'all. That was actually a really powerful scene. We won't let this happen to you guys. And she said that she would take the divorce off the table because she didn't like his best friend. She said that best friend is too much in my business. She stayed with us for a whole damn week. He never kicked her out. She was injecting herself and everything. And now he's good, it looks like. Eugene and Toya stated that the pandemic had taken a toll on their marriage when he was an ER doctor dealing with losing patients. That makes sense. That was hard, I'm sure, for him. And yeah, I like Toya and Eugene personally, but Toya did have me asking some questions when I was watching this episode, y'all. Come on in, everybody. Thank you. So, number one, I'm going to ask this of the chat as well. What did y'all think about Toya offering wine instead of paying the $1,000? I mean, Toya isn't even a doctor. Why would she embarrass her husband like that? This you already know where I stand. So if you thought that bringing wine that she procured, as Eugene said, if you thought bringing wine to the event as her $1,000 fee, well, it was a little more than $1,000. I think he tallied it on a calculator and said it was like 1,400 and some change. If you thought bringing wine was the right thing to do as opposed to giving the $1,000 to help, offset some of the expense and then also advertise her business was the right thing to do, then put a 4 in the chat, okay? If you thought Toya should have definitely paid that $1,000 because Eugene was amongst his peers and she knows how this show operates, then put a 6 in the chat. I'm going to put a 6 in the chat for myself because I couldn't believe it. I felt like that was the wrong thing to do, child. Everybody's saying, the jet rented, he now owes okay, you're talking about Simon with this comment. Okay, everybody is saying Toya shouldn't have done it. Okay, because I did make a comment. I was like, number one, why would you even tell anybody that? You know how the cast work. You told it to someone that you're actually cool with. Let me just say that everybody has put a 6 in the chat. There's no 4s whatsoever. Oh, there's one 4. I was about to say there's no 4s whatsoever. Child, a 4 just rolled up. A 4 just rolled up, okay? So there is one person that is supporting Toya in giving this wine. I don't watch Married to Medicine most because of Dr. Heavenly. She's too messy. Gotcha. Let's see. Vanessa said it's her bad that she was duped. She was going for the gold. Simon just didn't. Okay, that's for the Simon part. Okay, she was duped. Well, she's getting a divorce, and she sounds like she'll be okay on the other end of it. I'm not surprised by anything that Toya says and does. She's begging her husband for a pass without asking for it. Okay, listen. This was my thought. And this is because I've worked in the doctor's office. Whew, woosah. I know sometimes that the wives, I think Dr. Jackie said, Dr. MRS MD, sit down. You got to sit down every once in a while. You can't always, interject in those affairs. There is a community that her husband belongs to, and she belongs to it too, but she's not in it the way he's in it. When he goes to work, there's going to be something else said or done. I was shocked that Toya said, I'm giving this wine. I'm bringing my own step and repeat. Why would you bring your own damn step and repeat? It was just too much. She brought her own step and repeat. And she was really making an argument for bringing the wine, saying, I took you all to Napa, which was a sponsored trip, by the way. You took them all to Napa. Everybody had a good time. Everybody goes on a trip. She was doing too much. I didn't like it. And I thought she made Eugene look bad. And I don't ever say that because I feel like Eugene knows what he married, what he's, the person he's married to. And then Eugene started defending her all the way up until Heavenly said what she said at the event. So she's sitting there The speakers get up, Jackie, Heavenly, there was a few others. Jackie's, giving her greetings, telling everybody thank you. Woo! People are saying that Toya's ghetto. Then we get Dr. Heavenly on the mic, and she would have been cool, I think, if Toya didn't chime in with her name is Dr. Simone Blank Whitmore. Okay, so Dr. Heavenly said Dr. Jackie's name, Dr. Jackie Walters. And when she speaks of Dr. Simone, she only refers to her by her first name, which Dr. Simone could have easily chimed in and corrected, because we've never seen Dr. Simone bite her tongue. She did not. Toya did it, and Toya got embarrassed in front of the entire crowd of doctors. Toya and mostly Eugene. But there was a hush that came over that damn crowd. Hush came over the crowd, and you see Toya like, I gave wine, and the wine cost this amount of money, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, girl, you would have been better off saying nothing. You would have been better off saying nothing. That was tacky. I agree. For me, it was tacky. My opinion. He should defend her. That's his wife. Well, the thing with him defending her is he couldn't get the words out to the person that he wanted to defend her against. So he already knew he couldn't do that. And when he went to get Damon, he grabbed Damon's arm so hard that he made Damon buck up. He was sitting there like a bear. First he looked down. He was like, don't do that. And by the time he says that, his energy, you can just see an energy that we really haven't seen before with Damon. The only time we've seen Damon do that before is with Dr. Heavenly, when he said, get your ass in the car. I told you to shut up and not to have these fights. I think she was fighting Dr. Contessa. But when he was in confessional, Dr. Damon supported Dr. Heavenly. I don't know where the facts come from. Are you saying that Dr. Eugene should have supported Toya? I think I would have told Toya to hush. She made a bad situation worse, is what I think. Someone said Heavenless. Whew, Heavenless and Toya. Yeah, I think they're cut from the same cloth. I'm not going to call one of them ghetto. I don't call people ghetto, but you're going to call one ghetto. Both of them are really ghetto. They both get loud. And frankly, I'm going to just be honest. Toya needs to stop drinking, at least on the show. When Toya gets a little liquored up, she ends up just crossing the line just a little bit. I know she has a little bit of liquid courage, so she's saying whatever she wants to say, but she doesn't know when to pull it back all the time. And that was one of those times. Jamar said Dr. Heavenly was out of line, period. Should have never said anything. So you were okay with Toya embarrassing Dr. Heavenly, but you thought that she pulled the trigger too hard when she came after Toya, I'm assuming. Because at the end of the day, somebody was going to say it. This is what I'm going to say about that, Jamar. Whether it was Heavenly or Simone or Jackie, someone was going to bring up the fact that Toya didn't pay what she was supposed to pay. Period. That's the show. Toya should have just paid the $1,000. Okay. Andrea said, I agree, Dyana, regarding Toya's drinking. Toya she hitting the sauce a little too hard for me. I can tell that there's a difference in how she engages people and in her personality. She gets a little too boisterous, too a matter of fact in your face. And when things come back at her, I think she can't read the room is basically what I'm saying. I think that if she wasn't drinking red wine on her 5th cup, she probably wouldn't have yelled that out in that crowd. I don't think she would have yelled it out. Let's see what else you guys got going on. But anyway, long story short, Dr. G went over. He tried to yank Dr. Eugene went over. He tried to yank up Dr. Damon, and Dr. Damon told him to calm the hell down and don't yank my arm like that. He also said to him, I don't have anything against you, and basically said what's going on between the women is the women. We need to stay out of it. We don't even get paychecks, so I'm not going to put on a show. for anybody. I'm not going to argue with you on for anybody on this show. He was like, I don't have anything against you. And he said pretty much the same thing in confessional. He said, she gets a check. I saw the check. It's a decent check. Whatever she says, she can say. That's how he said it. Let's see. Yes, it's time for the ladies to start matching Dr. Heavenly's energy. Heavenly talks too much. She is so messy. She could have handled the business later. Really? Okay, y'all. Sometimes on the TV show, though, they're going to ask that you do what the TV show warrants. They've been doing this since season 1. I'm actually proud that they've gotten here so far. Thank you, Miss Cookie. Go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Now let's talk a little bit about Sweet Tea, Dr. Gregory, and Quad. Because right after that, y'all, Quad walks in the room. She has a man on her arm. I don't think that was like her date, just somebody who escorted her. But she knew she was going to drop him when she walked into the door. But she's looking good. And when I tell y'all, Dr. G was so damn mesmerized. I had to rewind that scene about 4-5 times, okay? Where they bring it, she deals with it. Where they bring it, she deals with it. Are you talking about who? That clip was a lot, LOL. Toya was wrong and Heavenly did what she needed to do. Okay, listen, y'all, a split group about Dr. Heavenly and Toya too. I like Toya a lot when she was the youngest person in the group, and I could tell that she was, it was wearing on her that all the ladies were doctors and she felt like she was out of place. I think she really likes that Sweet Tea is there, and she actually needs someone, not Quad, because Quad is too much for her. Toya on Heavenly. Okay, I understand. Okay, so but listen, it is what it is, right? It's a done deal. We're talking about Dr. Gregory, his wife, newlywed wife, Sweet Tea, and his ex-wife, Quad. When Quad walked into that room, Dr. G was around the way, right? He was someplace else. But his wife saw Quad and she made the comment, what is she doing here? In fact, didn't they kick her out the group because they said she's never at events and all this kind of stuff? And now all of a sudden she shows up to the doctor's event and she's not even a damn doctor. It's a question that everybody's been asking. Why is Quad on the show when she's not even a doctor? Well, she shows up at the Med Gala. She shows up at the Met Gala. She knows that her ex is there and she is there to earn the coin. Okay. Bravo sets people up too, because there was no reason for Quad to be there. The girls already said they didn't like her. She walks in the door. She's dressed to the nines. She beelines it for Simone, hugs and says hello, does all that good stuff. And then she says, Dr. Gregory, come here. Come here. And she knew she was about to throw her feminine wild on him. Gregory looked like he saw a ghost. I don't know if it was because he saw a ghost or he was just mesmerized or what, but he could barely form words. You can tell he was thinking of what to say, and he couldn't take his eyes off of her. He was staring at her like, oh my God. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Toya walked out when Quad walked in. Someone said, I see some growth in her. I love Toya. I see some growth in her. I see growth in her too. But I also see that she is pouring him back a little too much. Cinti is in the house. She said Toya was wrong as hell, and so was Dr. Hale. Okay. She does not like Dentist the Mentis either. But Quad pours it on like, oh, how are you guys? I'm so happy to see y'all. I'm so happy for y'all. Do you mind if I hug him a little bit? I feel like she was trying to see if his third leg went to attention when she gave him a hug. I saw that his hand lingered a little bit too much on Quad's waist when he had pulled it back. And he was just standing there. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that maybe he did a little too much pillow talking about his ex-wife with Sweet Tea, where he was telling her all these hateful things that Quad is done. And all of a sudden she's there, she's standing there. And Sweet Tea definitely recognized it because she had to grab his face and kiss him on the mouth, like, snap the hell out of it. Okay. She had a little couth because she could have said, I know you effing lying. Get the hell on, all right? But she didn't. She was sitting there. She was as gracious as she could be, but she did notice a change in her husband, and she had to kiss him to bring him back to life. And then she said, how was it? And he said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, he didn't even know what to say, for Pete's sake. Um, let's see. I don't agree with how Heavenly shouted out Toya, but Toya was wrong for not paying. Let's see. Quad looked good. She did. She did. Hide your husband. Absolutely. Hide your husband. They did kick her out the group. They did. So it was surprising to see her return. Sweet Tea said, listen, after what happened when we was over in Napa, why is your ass back here? Because she knows how to get her check. And as soon as you recognize that this is all about collecting that check and going home, you will be better off, okay? Dr. G, eyes were locked. Facts. They were definitely locked. And she definitely knew something went down. And I'm going to tell you what else. She definitely cussed his ass out when she got home, because when they asked him in confessional the next day, hey, Dr. G, what were you thinking? What's going on? What happens if you see her in the room again? He deadpans. He's not even looking at the camera. He's not looking at nothing. He just goes, well, I know one thing. If I'm in the room with her, that's okay. But if I never see her again, that's okay too. He never looks directly into the camera and says it. He looks down or away from the camera. It was a weird thing to do. It was a weird thing to do. If y'all didn't pay attention to that, go back and look. That's number one. Number two, Miss Sweet Tea also, she did not have like a lot of happiness in her voice when she said, I just want to move on with my life. Move on with your life, girl. You're just starting your life. What are you talking about? But clearly you could feel that something had happened between the two of them about it, because she said, we just want to move on with our life and have a family and have a baby and be a family. And I was like, ooh, they fought. They got into an argument for sure. Okay. In my opinion, Dr. G still has love for Quad. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. The song, you're just too good to be true. Sure enough, I think it was awkward and uncomfortable. I would say that it was awkward and uncomfortable, D, until I saw him in confessional the next day. He was saying what he was told to say, and he's a psychiatrist. He's a very smart man. We're not going to take that away from Dr. G. He's very smart. He knows what this show is. He was on it for several years before he divorced Quad and left. He was a part of the beginning crew. So, yeah, I feel like he played himself, and I feel like he played his wife. He was in a trance, for sure, for sure. I agree, y'all. I said the same thing. And I also said, I would feel bad. Yeah, you know, when you get married, you got to kind of train each other on what to do and things to say. Dr. G's been married before, so the one thing he should know is better. He should know better. Sweet Tea is making those, elementary mistakes. Dr. G should know better. He's walked into a room with his wife at the time, Quad, where he's probably looked at somebody too long or said something wrong. And he knew that she came home and checked his ass, and he should have known better when that scene happened. I'm blaming this on Dr. G. I'm sorry. He should have known better. He gets no grace from me. Let's see. I like how Quad carries herself. Okay. I liked how she carried herself too. She carried herself like a woman who came in to handle business. She was on a mission. Let's see. Thank you so much for blessing the channel. Grace Jackson, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Miss Quad had the man speechless for show. Thank you. Thank you. I like how Quad carried herself. Same thing. Okay. Yep, I agree. Anyway, long story short, Quad knew that she had his ass in a trance because after he walks away, she went, I'm married to him, so it's not my business. Whatever goes on between them is their business. But she definitely knew something was going to go down. And the way Quad and Dr. G used to fight, there's no way that Dr. G should not have known how to prepare himself. Period. Period. I'm telling you right now, I've been married long enough to know when those early years, y'all got to get each other together. Okay. Listen, you done held that door open for how many people? Close it. we're together. You're giving people the wrong idea. Okay. You get those things out the way early. Dr. G is a 60-something-year-old man. Am I right, y'all? Sometimes I might put too much on him, but I think there's like a 30-year age difference. What he did was so elementary, it was actually embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Exactly, Diana. Okay, somebody agree with me. He should have told Quad no. Even if he told Quad no, he would have been in better control of himself than what happened at that doggone scene. Quad knew what she was doing. She let him know that she still got it. And she also, on the low, let Sweet Tea know that she could take him if she wanted him. Period. I'm blaming Dr. G. We're all blaming Dr. G. You think Dr. G is 57? Okay. 57, 60? 57, 60? Okay. All right. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to put it out there because I understand that he's going to do some more dumb mess, some more dumb-ish at the reunion. He's going to embarrass Sweet Tea even further at the reunion when it comes to Quad and even Phaedra. Now, everybody has been mad at everybody on the cast saying you guys are treating her like a little girl. You're treating us Sweet Tea like a little girl. You're not respecting her. I don't want that to happen or to come from her husband. It should not happen that way. And if that's the case, I hope Sweet Tea doesn't sign a new contract because that's going to mess her life up. That's going to mess her marriage up. Let's see. She did, Diana. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. I'm not making it up. That's why I said we're going to talk about this because, baby, somebody wasn't lying when they said he's not handling himself well when it comes to Quad. He's not. And Quad is going to be there. She got a new storyline. She has a new nemesis or adversary in who? Phaedra. He is going to be doing some more dumb-ish down the road. So yes, apparently the reunion is not going to be favorable to Sweet Tea because of Dr. G. Now, again, she's in her first year of marriage and they are in the learning stage right now, but we don't want this to be a permanent situation for them. We don't want him if Quad comes back next season, which she will, if Dr. G is there and they put him in rooms with her again, it's going to be messy. Some people are saying that he was nervous. I don't know. I don't think he was nervous. I think a little bit nervous, but I also think that, again, out of everybody there, he should have had it together. When people start intervening and saying, are you okay? You look like there's a problem. That's Simone. You look like something's wrong, Dr. G. Are you okay? Simone's husband on the other side talking about, I felt bad for him when I saw it. I felt bad for him because I knew he wasn't handling himself well and he's about to get chewed up. Thank God this is the finale episode, but they're going to take him down at the reunion. Asked a divorced wife, I would love to walk in like Miss Quad. Baby, yes. Listen, have you ever walked back into a room with an ex and you know that he's paying attention to you more than he's paying attention to his girlfriend or partner? Now, I ain't saying do nothing about it. I'm just saying it's messy. It's messy. Toya was out of line. The preview made it seem like he was happy to see Quad. Well, he was happy to see Quad. What he says in the confessional, if you go back and look, he's not even looking in the camera. Everybody talks to the camera when they are in confessional. He was talking to the floor. He deadpans. He doesn't even, he's not looking at anything. There's no focus in his eyes. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Okay. Toya embarrasses Eugene all the time. Teresa, thank you for making that point. You're right. You're right. You're right. But this time he wanted to man up. He puffed up a little bit. Okay. But y'all, that's it. I just wanted to come and give y'all this review because I am going to be talking about the reunion next week. I do want to see what happens when Apollo comes on. Stay away from me with that Apollo. I want to see what happens with that. Let's see. Yes, I have, and I've enjoyed the response I got. Okay. Listen, Sharice is letting people know. Just listen, when I tell you that that made Quad's entire night, entire year, she got high off of that moment alone, period. She got high off of it. Why would she want to hug him when the narrative that she has spouted out is that he's a controlling, abusive, mean-spirited man, all for the show, in my opinion? Vanessa, you are right. It's for the show. They all literally have big cameras in front of them for the show. That is what they are supposed to do. And that's why I said it may not be a good thing for Sweet Tea to come back next season. I don't think that she would be, I don't think she'll be strong enough. Is Quad trying to give a hug to her ex-abuser, allegedly? It happened. It definitely happened. I think I'll watch the reunion. I stopped watching after the Napa trip. Watch the reunion, child. And watch the finale episode too if you didn't, Cookie. It's a good show, I promise. It's a lighthearted, like the first 30 minutes is lighthearted and then it gets right in it. But the people that takes the show is going to be Dr. G, Sweet Tea, and Quad. And then we'll get to see what happens next season. Because y'all know that what's her name? Who's the new person that came on from RHOA? Watch it tonight. Yep. Phaedra. Phaedra literally says that she is not tying her ship to Quad because Quad is a sinking ship with the group. So they got beef next season. They're going to have beef next season for sure. And Heavenly's already made up. Now I just want to see, at first I was real interested in seeing how Sweet Tea would handle herself because she's been going at it with Dr. Heavenly online. And I was like, at least she's stepping up, right? She's making sure that she knows I'm not a bitch. I'm not a punk. I'm going to come after you if you come after me. But I don't think that her husband is in the right space. I think she had to really let him have it. Y'all watch that confessional and then come back and tell me in the chat if y'all think that Dr. G got his tail whooped by Sweet Tea, whether it was a tongue lashing or she had to throw something at him. Something happened because y'all remember she already told him, I'm not going to be so sweet if you don't cut it out. And he was like, oh, don't even say that. I think Sweet Tea had to show him her crazy side, and she definitely has one. They hugged after their chat with Andy. They wished each other the best. This is what I'm going to say about Quad, because I know a lot of people are like, you accuse that man of abusing you. He also admitted to it. He admitted to it. He came on. He had told everybody that he was at a club. He met a woman. They went to the hotel. And then he said, I stopped myself after they got into the action. Now, if you want to believe he stopped himself and told her to get dressed, I think Michael Darby said the same thing on Real Housewives of Potomac and nobody believed it. But if you want to believe it, it's okay. He said that he stopped it before it happened. He just took her to the hotel and, watched her take her shoes off. And that was it. She just wants everybody to know that she can have them if she wants them. You're correct. That's exactly what she wanted people to know. But after it was all said and done and it was admitted on the reunion stage, Quad has never brought it back up. She has not tried to ruin his career. She didn't write a book about it. She didn't do any of those things. She let it lie. So she says she wished him the best, and that's really all you can do. Let's see. The girl he took to the hotel said he stopped it. Okay. I can't argue it. If you tell me that you took a woman to the hotel, I'm not going to believe you. I don't give a shit what she says. That's me. If you tell me that you took her to the hotel, I don't believe anything else after that. He sure did admit to, he also admitted to, oh, did he actually say the oral? See, I was giving him grace saying that he said he didn't do anything after that, but he probably did. Quad said, I don't believe you, and everybody on the stage said they didn't believe him. So, but going after Dr. Heavenly's husband is wrong for Sweet Tea. I agree. I think they should leave the husband alone. Damon doesn't do a whole lot of nothing, but it is what it is. Okay, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm trying to get this finale episode for All the Queen's Men up. Let me see if I can get my sister to go live. If I can get her to go live, then we will be back a little later this evening to talk about that. But I hope y'all enjoyed the Married to Medicine review and this little, social media banter that we've had about everything else, the social media news. Let's see. Sandra said she said something different on the radio. I don't remember the radio interview. I just watched it on the show. He did say that okay. Okay. So if he said it, then he did cheat. He admitted to it. He said he did it. He didn't even try to deny it. He was just open about it. He knew where his relationship was. Quad kept it a secret because I think it was really embarrassing to her. So she didn't share it on the show. It came up on the reunion. That was it. Okay. So anywho, I appreciate y'all. Oh no, Deshonda. He said that the girl had a whoop, and that if she had an odor, it didn't stop him. What? And then she said his pee-pee was small. For some reason, this is bringing back memories for me. Okay. I think I do remember this being in social media now. Okay, thank you everybody for joining me. I will see you again in a little while, okay? Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Please and thank you. Share this video also, that way others can enjoy the good time that we had, and I will catch you all on the next one.